Man, you already know what it is. Jay Williams, let's live life, and we're back. Boy, it's hot in this truck. So I'm going to studios right there and record, but y'all like the truck video. Somebody said it just hits different from the truck. And I agree, man. My truck is my comfort zone. Any of my vehicles. You know how when you get in your car, you can turn the music on and know no matter how terrible your singing is, you're in there and it's like you're on a stage. Like there's millions watching. You can sing at the top of your voice and there ain't nobody there to be like, no, don't do that. No, that's so bad. Like, damn, stop doing that. You see you're embarrassed? There's nobody there to do that. This is where I can come and just, it's quiet. There's no outside distractions. There's no employees coming up asking me for things. There's no family members coming up asking me for things. Purpose of today's video, and I'm dealing with this a lot lately, man, is trying to deal with life after prison. People expect you just to turn on the camera and just make video after video after video after video. I have my good days and I have my bad days. Nobody want to hear me get on camera and just complain about my life. They don't. They've got their own lives to deal with. Nobody come here to hear the next man just boo-hoo and sorrow, and no, nobody want that. So on my days that I'm feeling down and out, which I've been going through a lot lately, I'm not going to turn that camera on because I have to give y'all the best of me. I have to entertain you guys. That is my job. So you ain't trying to tune in to hear, man, such and such, such and such, such. You're not trying to hear that. So I have to be in the right mind state to get behind this camera. I'm feeling pretty good today. Let's catch up on my day real quick before we get into this, the effects of prison. And I've got a lot to talk about in today's video. My day consisted of, I woke up to a $610 bill from Verizon. Verizon robbed me. The boys robbed me with no gun. Straight just took my money. Why y'all do that to me? $610. When I went to Verizon, I paid for all my devices, all Verizon. And you know what I got? Nothing, nada, zip, zero, zilch. Disputed. But the money's already gone. Who's got $610 just to give away? Just to throw to Verizon without even knowing it was coming out? I definitely don't. I do okay for myself. I keep track of my money. I manage my money. I'm not reckless with my money. But I definitely don't have $610 to give to Verizon like that. So Verizon, found a turtle yesterday in the backyard. Got 2 little kids. You cannot split a turtle in half. So I was told, we need more turtles. Where the hell would you like me to get more turtles from? I don't know. Let's go find them. You know how hard it is to find a turtle? So we went on a turtle hike this morning, and I didn't find one. I found 2 turtles. So now we have 3 turtles. See that? That's 3 turtles. So now everybody's happy, except now one kid's got 2 turtles, and the other kid's got 1. So it's still, I guess I got to go find another turtle. And yes, we will release the turtles. We buy the little turtle pellets, turtle food, keep them in a little pool, change the water, yada, yada. Kids don't get in there, and turtles swim around and do turtle stuff. A lot of guys going back and forth on YouTube. Not something I'm going to do. I'm going to get into that in the video today on why I don't go back and forth with guys. It's not something I'm going to do. If you see somebody on YouTube doing something you don't agree with, or you don't like that person, or for whatever reason they rub you the wrong way, please remember that has nothing to do with Jay. The guys that I know from YouTube, I met through YouTube. It is me just branching out and dealing with other people here and there. I've met guys I like, guys I don't like, guys that are, you know, not the greatest on YouTube, but good people in real life. And then I've met guys that are horrible people in real life and good on YouTube, vice versa. But please understand this. Don't ever drag me into what anyone else has going on. What you see is what you get with Jay. 100% facts. Anything I tell you is the truth. I'm on vacation soon, so I had to clear that up real quick for you, all right? Please don't ever come at Jay or dislike me because of what any other YouTuber does. At the moment that stuff comes out, and things do come out, things will come out, guys that swear to be solid are going to be broke down and discredited. It happens. It's been happening a lot lately with a lot of prison YouTubers. They're being exposed and called out on their bad stuff, man. Their paperwork, dealings with the police, their charges. There's a whole lot that just comes to light every now and then on guys that I don't ever want y'all to turn that around on me. For the record, I went to prison for robbery, malicious wounding. Not my proudest moments in life. Something I definitely shouldn't have done. A man got hurt that night, and I own up to that, and I was wrong. I hate everything about prison, except for the fact that it woke me up to who I really am as a man. It woke me up as to who I should be, and it taught me what to do and what not to do. With all that being said, let's get into the negative effects of prison. How I use the things I learned in prison in my everyday, day-to-day life. Please believe that prison rules are in full effect. Even now that I'm out in the streets, they're in full effect. When I come onto YouTube, they're in full effect. I learned a whole lot of lessons while being locked up that play a major part in my life every single day. That's what we're doing now. You know I done seen it. You know I done lived it. So, let's relive it. I gotta say shout out to my homeboy Frog for the t-shirt. Frog from Virginia, not K-Frog. I don't know K-Frog. But he got me the I will not buy any more sneakers shirt. The Pinocchio, you know, live fresh. Definitely appreciate that, homeboy. Frog's a good friend. He just drops through with gifts at times. I love that dude to death. When it comes to things that affect me after prison, things that I have to deal with day to day, and a lot of men deal with day to day. You may have someone that you're dating, married to, a family member. Patience is a big thing. Not everybody has it, but you would think everybody that came out of prison would be patient. You will wait, and then wait some more. You will wait to have your cell door open. Hey, open cell 1. What you mean wait? Just push the button. 10 minutes later, you're still waiting. On visiting day, you get dressed. Get your clothes ironed. Clean up. Make sure you look your best because your people ain't seen you in a while. You go over there. Prior to going there, from the time you wake up that morning, you're waiting for them to call your name. To get on the phone, there's a line. You're waiting to get on the phone. Then you have to wait for someone to answer. The microwave, you have to wait. The showers, you have to wait. Go to chow, you have to wait. Go to school. Prison should instill patience in you. I am a very, very patient man. Anybody that knows me will tell you it takes quite a bit to get underneath my skin. I have no problem waiting. I know that things will come when they're supposed to come, but you have to wait. Not everybody's like that. I know guys that have come home from prison. I know guys personally that are complete control freaks. They had to wait for so long that now they're not waiting on nothing. They want to control everything, every aspect of their life, your life, and anything around them or they touch, they try to take control of. I'm not that guy. I understand I control what I'm supposed to control, and everything else falls in place when it falls in place. I knew everything I wanted to do prior to getting out. It was already in motion because it was up here. A dream is only a dream when you just talk about it. It becomes reality once you act on it. A lot of people talk about what they want to do, what they're going to do. That moment there is just a dream, it's a thought. Everything I've done up to this point started as a dream, as a thought. And then I acted on it and made it into reality. Even when it comes to YouTube, and people don't know, YouTube can get stressful. You are on display to the entire world. People look and pick and prod and try to find reasons to discredit you or tear you down, or they dig into you to try to make you look like somebody bad, when in reality, with me, there's nothing bad to pull up on me. I've been upfront about everything. I wear mine. I wear everything I've done in my life on my sleeve for the world to see, man. I am who I say I am. But even with YouTube, there is a lot of patience, man. And I have tried to give the game to so many. I've spoken to so many other prison genre YouTubers, YouTubers outside of the prison genre that do YouTube, all different calibers of YouTubers I've spoken to, a lot of different people. And they all ask me for advice at some point or another. And the one thing, no matter what genre they're in, they all have in common is, how did you get to where you're at today, Jay? How did you get to 100K and then your channel continue to grow? Like, man, I've been doing this forever. I done did this, this, and this, and this. Man, it's just luck. It's not luck. It has nothing to do with luck. It has to do with you as a person. Some people have to find you relatable. They have to say, that's somebody that I could see myself kicking it with, or laughing with, or having a conversation with. You have to have character. That is number one. Number two, and this is going to be another part of the video that we're going to talk on today, is honesty. Don't get on here lying. You will get called on your BS. You will get caught up in your lies. Do not get on here lying. At the moment that you have to get on here and lie to tell a story or lie to put out content, switch your lane and go somewhere else, because your lies are going to be torn apart and the truth is going to come out. And then I tell guys, number three is consistency. You have to consistently do this. You have to be on here to the point that people have to know who you are. But you want to be on here for the right reason. You don't want to be on here and be hated in the name of being big on YouTube. Who wants to be hated by the entire world? Nobody wants to be viewed in a negative light. And if you're someone that cannot take criticism, this is not the place for you. But back to patience. I've told guys, consistency, character, and honesty. Those are the three keys right there to being successful on YouTube. People have got to love you. What he's saying, Gladiator? Win the people and you'll win your freedom. You have to make the people love you. If they don't, it's never going to work. Guys want YouTube to take off when they want it to take off. They've asked me, was it a video that helped you take off? Was it this? Was it that? And I give them the rundown of what worked for me, and they try that. And that doesn't work for them, so they feel like, well, that was BS. That didn't work. So then they try this, and they try that, and they try that, because they're impatient. Patience. I grinded. I put these videos out 5 days a week. I started YouTube in January 20th of 2020. You know, it wouldn't be until 2021 when I even became monetized. I never had talked to YouTubers like that. I'd never talked to guys about the potential to make money. I did this because it felt good. I knew that I was helping others. It was so therapeutic for me to be able to get these stories out, get them off my chest, release my brain, and be able to sleep at night without everything just running through my head like a rat race. My head just felt like there was termites crawling through it with so much going on inside my mind that when I would turn that camera on, it was like a pressure valve on the side. Just a little bit of the pressure was being let off. I never got behind the camera expecting to go viral. I never got behind the camera expecting to one day get paid off of Google or YouTube. I didn't. My reasons for being on here were genuine. And it showed to the world. And that's why I took off. Once people found out who I was, they gravitated towards me. And they've been here ever since. I would say, if I had to break it down in a percentage of the love versus the hate, it's 99.999 love. And you're always going to get hatred from somebody. They may not like the way I talk. Whatever reason, people are always going to have something to say about you. A lot of people just need content. And when they run out of things to talk about, they start talking about the next man. So I've had people do that to me. But you have to be patient, man. It's going to be what it's going to be. Prison taught me to slow down and wait. It's okay if you have to wait. Sometimes when you got to wait on things, they're that much better when you get them. You don't try to force yourself on things, force yourself on the world, or try to make things happen any sooner than they're supposed to happen. Everything will fall into place exactly at the moment that it's supposed to fall in place. But you pushing it, you rushing it, you doing this, you doing that, oh, it can make it fall in place. And it can make it the worst experience of your life the moment that it does. If you don't have patience, practice patience. I spend a lot of time in the hole, isolation, self-searching, by myself in a tiny little room with nothing in this world. And in those moments, I learned to wait. In those moments, I learned who I was. Throughout the years of being incarcerated, I come to realize who I was as a man and how much I hated the life I had lived, the things I had done while in prison, and everything that made me just the POS that I was. But patience, especially with having these children now. Let me tell you about being a dad. Life does not revolve around you when you're a dad. Life does not revolve around you when you are a husband. Your life revolves around the lives of everybody around you, from friends to family, associates, you name it. You have to learn patience, because you can't expect everybody to jump the moment you say jump, and then you not jump when they say jump. You have to work as a team. Slow it down. Let's get into the next part of this video. Drama, beefing, fighting. That's prison in a nutshell. That's everything you can expect to deal with on a day-to-day basis. A lot of guys come out of prison and they are institutionalized. Everything they do still has to be a fight. Everything they do has to turn into something. The smallest things to some of these guys become the biggest things in the world when it's really nothing. They disrespect people, but then scream, "You're going to respect me." Me personally, and this is Jay, and this is pretty much addressing a bunch of comments I've gotten on what I think of this person or what that person's doing or what that person's doing. I do not care what anybody else does on YouTube. I don't care what that content creator does. That content creator does. I don't care what that YouTuber does. That YouTuber does this, that. I don't care nothing about none of that. And you know why? It doesn't affect my life. It has nothing to do with me. You are taught in prison. This is one of the things you're taught. Mind your business. Do you know what happens when you don't mind your business in prison? You get messed up. You get to fighting. You find yourself in a whole world full of drama. I did it. From the detention centers, to the jails, to the penitentiary. There were moments, my mouth put me in situations I shouldn't have been in. By me speaking up on something, damn, now I done got into a jam. I dealt with drama from the moment I was born. Violence was an everyday thing in my life. From the moment I've got on YouTube, I've stayed out of it for years. I've watched so many guys get exposed. I've watched guys that were making 5 figures a month off of this YouTube thing right here. Overnight, whole careers crumble. I've watched overnight them bags go away. Everybody, "Hey Jay, what do you think about, you know that dude, right? Man, what do you think about that dude? Hey Jay, what's your input on this? Hey Jay, didn't you used to kick it with such and such? Hey Jay, what do you think? Jay. I don't think. Because once again, it has nothing to do with me. If you was a convict in prison, inmates are the ones that go around starting problems. Inmates are the ones that pick up gossip, do all the drama. Convicts don't do that. You know what convicts do? They sit back and watch the bullshit unfold. And then they might try to intervene. Hey, stop, man. We got a lot going on. Y'all over here doing all of those dumb stuff. It's going to get a whole bunch of other people jammed up, and we ain't got nothing to do with it. Y'all chill out. That's what a convict will do. What he won't do is get out there and mess things up for everybody else. Speak on things that ain't got nothing to do with him. Butt his nose in that man's business, or butt his nose in that business. That's not the convict way. I brought that out here in the streets. I have been in fights since I've been out. Not a lot, but I've been in fights, fist fights, since I've been out of prison. Do you know the common thing with every single one of those fights? I tried to stop them from happening before they happened. I tried to, hey, look, man, I ain't trying to fight with you. Hey, look, calm down now. This ain't what you want to do. And maybe I shouldn't say this ain't what you want to do, because then that just escalated. But I always try to eliminate the fight from happening. I don't want to fight. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want anyone trying to hurt me. I told you, I look at all other people, when I get into it with somebody, I look at them like a little baby. Listen to me now. I think back. I look at that person, and you know what I try to picture? Somebody holding that person as a newborn baby. Somebody bottle feeding it or breastfeeding the baby. That's how I view these people. Because at some point or another, someone gave birth to that man. Someone loves that man. Now, if I put my hands on him and I hurt him, I bust his eyes up, I bust his nose, I knock his teeth out, I put him in the hospital, he's got a mother or a father or kids or family members that are going to be in that hospital by his side. I don't want to be the reason that anyone else ever feels any pain in life. So I try to stay out of the drama. Nobody gets on YouTube expecting to get their ass whooped behind YouTube. How would you feel? Just put yourself in a situation. Say you're a YouTuber and you get on here and you get behind the camera and you push record. And then you get on here and you're, no, screaming at the camera. doing all this, doing all that, making everybody mad, pissing the world off, going to all these different people. And then one day your ass is sitting at a red light and it was somebody drags your ass out the car. Or shots go off, boom, 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 come through the window. Or dudes open the door, jump in on you and start whooping your ass. You done caught a whole entire beat down behind YouTube. You might have your kids in the car when somebody runs up on that car, pop, 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 lets off shots through it, and you look in the back seat, you're good. And now your kid's slumped over in the car seat. You look to the passenger seat, and there your girl sits with a bullet through the side of her head. All because of what you got on YouTube and did. I think about these things. I think about them a lot. How guys don't realize that this ain't Vegas. You know, they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. This is YouTube. What you do on YouTube is there forever for the entire world to watch. You don't want to get on here making enemies. Why would you? We're much stronger together. If you find that somebody's fraudulent and you don't like them, fall back from them. If you don't agree with what somebody's saying, you can comment and say, hey, I don't agree with you, but salute all the same. That's it. The last thing, and this is my advice to other dudes that may want to YouTube, or females that may want to YouTube, or just people in general when it comes to life. Don't start unnecessary drama. I can't tell you how many fights I got into in prison because of something I started. Because my nose is where it didn't belong, or my eyes were where they didn't belong, or because I chimed in on a situation that didn't belong to me. Know your place. When you get wrapped up in drama and everything turns into a fight or a debate or an argument, don't be surprised when the camera's turned off and somebody runs up on your ass one day, man. I'm responsible for a whole lot of lives. Financially, in the sense of keeping them safe, in the sense of teaching them right from wrong. I want my kids to be able to look at my videos one day and be like, you know what? I miss Pops, man. He was a good man. He made his mistakes in life. He got out. He righted his wrongs. He did everything he could to give back. And from the moment he stepped out of prison, he never hurt nobody. He loved the world. He loved the people around him. He loved his viewers, the subscribers, the people he knew in day-to-day life. Every person that ever walked up to him and said, hey, man, thank you for making those videos. They helped me. For me, that's what it's all about. The day that this all turns into drama and it's all negative, I have no business being here. I'm a positive person. You know, jealousy, it breeds hate. I've spoken to people on the same topic right here and advised them against doing it, only to find out they had done it before speaking to me. Or after talking to me, they would still go do it. At that moment there, I fall back. Because I don't got a problem with none of these dudes. Ain't none of these dudes done nothing to me personally. There are some YouTubers that I don't deal with because I don't agree with things they've done. That is my obligation as a man. And if it's not morally correct to me, I will fall back from it. But never in the name of views, subscribers, algorithm, YouTube, will I get on here and go at somebody else. Stick to your path. Whatever reason it is that you're on YouTube, stick to that path. I did that. It played in my favor. When I started YouTube and another YouTuber was going through a whole lot, people were coming out the woodworks going at him. You couldn't turn on YouTube without seeing this fiasco that was taking place. And do you know what I did? I swerved around it and kept going straight and narrow. I watched other guys' careers fall apart. I'm talking about just, I would hate to have been them and turn the video on or turn YouTube on and see what people were saying about me. Oh my God, I don't know how some of these dudes dealt with it. But I stuck to what I was doing. And as I did that, everybody else got stuck in that section. I drove around them and I drove past them, and I continue to strive to this day because I didn't get caught up in that drama, man. I didn't do it then. I'm not going to do it now. When it comes to other YouTubers, they do what they do. I do what I do. In no way, shape, or form was this a shot at anybody. But if somebody feels type of way, then I guess they would say, he's talking about me. When in reality, I'm not. Do I fear any of these guys from YouTube or that I've dealt with? No. Why would I? What can they do to me that I can't do to them first? And if I'm going to do it first, I'm going to do it the worst. But here's the thing. I'm not going to get caught up in the drama. I'm not going to. So I don't have to worry about none of the stuff we just talked about in this last section of the video. Stay sucker free. Remember this. It's only an argument when there's two people. It takes two to argue. When it's just one person arguing, you're dealing with a crazy person. When it's two, you got two idiots. I'm not no idiot. I've had dudes drop videos about me that were 100% cap, all fake, nothing real about it. And I laugh. I kind of think it's cute in a sense because, oh, look at him. He got 41 views. That's kind of cute. Oh, God. Oh, he made another one. That one got 15. Oh, man, he's killing it right now. All in the name of talking to me. Not going to happen. I change a lot of the names in my videos when it comes to guys that are locked up to protect them. Even though they don't deserve protecting and they're bad people, I would never want anybody to say one of my videos got somebody locked up or one of my videos got somebody thrown in the hole under investigation. That's all drama. That's all bad. Next part of the video. Stay sucker free and stay out of the drama. Don't do it. Don't push the button and record if it's going to be drama. Like I said, it's all fun and games until that. Hey, get off me. Next on my list, dealing with stress management. Prison is a very highly stressed environment. Months, weeks, years of stress. Not knowing what's going to happen from moment to moment. Being locked in your cell and you got a whole bunch going on with all these guys in these other cells. And you know this door's going to have to pop. Ain't no running from it. I ain't got no rabbit in my blood. Ain't no checking in my blood. I'm going to face whatever's outside the cell. When it pops, I'm going to get up out of here and I'm going to deal with it. That's prison. The stress of getting caught. The stress of getting indicted. The stress of getting thrown in the hole under investigation. The stress of getting more time added on your sentence. The stress of you getting someone else hurt around you because of something you've done. The stress can be a lot at times. It almost feels as if there's like a ball made of spikes inside your chest just expanding inside of you until it's just ready to burst. That's prison for you. But you find a way to deal with it. There's a lot of different ways guys cope with stress in prison. From getting high, which I did. I smoked. I took pills when they were available. I did all those things in prison. I drank on the regular. Yeah, I drink. You get out here into the real world, you've got to deal with stress. Any logical man knows that you can't just turn to substances to think it's going to make your life better. I tried that. The day I got out, I got a handle of Jack Daniels. That's what I should be focused on the day of getting out, getting drunk. I didn't get drunk till that night. I spent the day with my son, spent the day with my family, but then that night came, I headed straight to the liquor store. I had a whole lot internally I had to deal with. I had to come with the terms of what the last decade of my life had been. I remember standing out back at my mom's house, and I hadn't cried in the longest time. I had so much built up inside of me that I felt like a volcano, like I was ready to erupt. And I remember I looked at the phone, this phone with all these apps on it, this smartphone. It's like an alien in my hand. I didn't even know where to even start with this thing. And the one thing that stood out to me was the time. I was programmed to work off of time. Our cells open at a certain time. We lock down at a certain time. They do count at a certain time. Certain shows come on at a certain time. Everything in prison revolves around time. But I looked down at my phone and I noticed the time, and all I could think is of what I was doing the day before. The day prior to this, at this time, I was working out. I was surrounded by some of the worst society had to offer. But the guys I had close to me were some of the best guys you could ever, pray to meet. And they were good men. And in thinking about the people I had left behind, the guys that at that very moment I knew were standing up for count, and there was guard coming through. All right, we got 2 in this bunk. We got 2 in this bunk. Once you count, you got 86. I got 86. All right, ain't nobody dig a hole. Everybody is accounted for. I knew that's what my friends, associates, homeboys were doing it at that exact time. And it struck a nerve. It broke me down, man. And then just reflecting back on everything. I thought about things I hadn't thought of in forever that I had kept inside all these years. I just completely broke down. I crumbled. And I just stood there crying. My mom comes out. She puts her hand on my shoulder. Baby, you all right? I don't want nobody to ever see me cry. I don't have a problem with crying. I don't have a problem with admitting that I'm crying. I'm human. I probably cry a lot more than some people because I have a lot of just pent up anger and emotions inside that I deal with day to day. But I just stood there crying, and I told her, I'm good, Mom. I didn't want her to see my face. I wiped my face, put my sunglasses back on, turned my head so she couldn't see the tears, but she could hear it in my voice. She'd seen me crying through the window, and that's why she came out there. I was, at that moment there, coming to terms with reality. The stress that I endured while in prison, there's no comparing much of anything else to it, except like the loss of a loved one, bills, and everything in general. But now looking at it and speaking on it, being locked up, aside from the violence and the helplessness that's accompanied with being incarcerated, the problems aren't that bad. When you look at the real world, you will never have to worry about a mortgage bill coming in, and that if you don't pay that mortgage, your children have nowhere to sleep. They have nowhere to call home. You have no home. Prison's gonna make sure you got somewhere to sleep every single night, whether it's in a concrete box that you call the hole, or a cell that you've hung pictures up in that you call home. In the real world, we have bills, responsibilities, family members, loved ones to look after. That's stress. When the bills are coming in and you're doing the math, and what you make in a month barely covers that, and this is what you got to live off of the rest of the month, that's stress. With me not drinking anymore, me not smoking anymore, I don't do anything I'm not supposed to, I have to deal with the stress, and it's hard. I can't just go make 5 gallons of wine like I'm in prison no more and just drink myself till stupid. What good is that gonna do me? It hurts my health, it hurts me mentally, and it hurts the ones around me. I'm not gonna just sit around smoking weed all day. I'm 40 some years old, man. I did that. I'd have smoked enough weed to fill this truck up probably 10 times over, man. I outgrew it. Plus, I preach a message to others on substance abuse and getting clean. So how big of a hypocrite would I be if I say, don't do that, but then I go do this? Anything that I do, like if I ever take anything, it's because I need it. You know what I mean? It's something I need. If I was to take a painkiller, it would be because I was in pain, because I was hurt, because I needed it. If I take any type of psych meds, it's because I'm having issues up here. If I take any type of sleeping medicine, it's because I can't sleep. I'm not somebody that just does things to recreationally do things. So I have to deal with the stress that comes with life. We have family members, people I know that are dying of cancer. That is stressful. It's stressful in prison as well because you can't be there for them. But then again, you're just thinking about yourself. That's selfishness. I deal with so much stress on a day-to-day basis that at times I just, when nobody's around, I scream. And it's coming from like my inner soul just screaming as loud as it can scream. I will pull over somewhere and make sure there's nobody else around. I will roll my windows up and I will just scream at the top of my lungs. Scream and scream and scream and hit the steering wheel until I feel like I've let it out. And that helps me at times. That works for me. It's better than me putting my hands on somebody else or me punching holes in the drywall of my house. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to do any of that. Even when I'm stressed, I don't let anybody else around me see it. My family members, my wife, my kids. You all right, Dad? Yeah, I'm good, man. What's up with you? But inside, I'm not okay. Inside, I'm worried. I'm worried about failing as a man, failing as a provider, failing as a father. These are some of my biggest worries in life. And even though I know I'm not going to fail them, that worry is what keeps me on my toes. That worry is what keeps me in that game. That worry is what gets me up every single day and pushes me out into this truck and out to them job sites and to them job sites and to that warehouse. At the moments I want to give up the construction, I say, no, you don't do that. This has been good to you. When all this goes away, and it will go away, what are you going to have to show for it? Where is your family going to be? How is the money going to continue to go, come in? A lot of these guys got a lot to worry about if something happens with YouTube, and something will happen to this platform right here. Just like Facebook came along, there was MySpace. Facebook came along, by MySpace. So for everybody that quit their day job, and I hope I never do that, so I don't need somebody a year from now to be like, hey, bro, you said you wouldn't quit your day job. Please believe that if I move away from construction, I've already got my feet and my hands in something else that's going to make money, or I wouldn't leave it. I'm not 16. I just don't quit my day job and go home to mommy and daddy's house and all the bills are taken care of. I am the bills. I am the provider. The stress is mine. Heavy as the head that wears the crown. Even with everybody watching right now, somebody's waiting for me to slip up and say the wrong thing. Because that's all you have to do to make this go away. But when it comes to my job, I do that every single day. When I'm hurt, when I'm sick, when I don't feel good, I get up and I go do it. I go put on. I do that in the name of love. I do that because that's what men do. We don't get to brag about it. They don't make no awards for this, trophies. You do it because that's what you're supposed to do, but there's still the stress. Oh, the stress never goes away. I guess we'll go ahead and dive into the next part of the video, and we'll just tie these two in. Arguing. I am not a good arguer. For a decade, you know what I associate arguing with? Violence. Anytime I seen two men argue, there was violence. Anytime I seen two men debate and voices get raised, there was violence. This guy says that guy gets punched in the face. I hear all the time how I'm not a good communicator. I hear this daily. I'm married, so I constantly hear, you don't communicate well. I do communicate great. I'm a great communicator. Y'all know that. Justin, watching my videos, listening to me talk, you knew I communicate. It's what I do. I have to be able to communicate to be on here. What I don't do well is argue. Not with my wife, not with employees, not with anybody. Because I'm untraining my thought process. I don't want it to be like it once was. But in arguing, it seems like any argument I've been in the past led to somebody bleeding. Led to somebody with a mark under their eye or a cut somewhere on their face. Arguing has always been something that I despise. We're dealing with investors in construction. We can agree to disagree. We keep it civil. We keep it professional. We can disagree. When someone gets to yelling at me, screaming at me, and we're having a disagreement, I get quiet. I get quiet because at the moment I turn up, I'm turning. There's no turning back. At the moment that I say I'm going to do something, or I set my mind to, he disrespected me, when I see him, I'm going to put this, no, Jay, no. So to eliminate that, I don't argue. My wife will look for a response. Some married couples scream back and forth. It takes a lot, and I'm talking about weeks of something to get me to that point. Otherwise, I'm real chill. I'll be like, yeah, all right, that's what's up. That's all you got to say? Yup, that's all I got to say. Oh, yeah. You done? Nothing will piss a person off more than, are you done? They're looking to fight. Are you done? Are you done yet? You feel better? All right, calm down. All right, you're going to be okay, I promise you. That's how I resolve conflict. Not about to argue with nobody. Not about to scream and go back and forth. Especially with nobody I love, not a family member, not my wife, nothing like that. But when it comes to other men, if I get to the point to where I'm screaming and I'm going back and forth and we're arguing, we can never see each other again at that point there. Because I already expect you to do something to me. So I've already got it set in my mind that when I see you, I got to do something to you. What do I have to do? I have to hurt you. And I have to hurt you really, really, really bad. That way you don't ever think about coming at me again. That was what prison taught me. That was being out here in these streets day in and day out. That's what it taught me. You know what else prison taught me? That I love my family. It taught me that I have a huge heart and that I miss people. It taught me that I don't like being on either end of the violence. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I don't ever want to be the reason anybody cries. I don't want to grow old as my children grow older and me not be here. And me arguing with somebody and fighting with somebody can do all of that. It can take my life away from me and have me put back in prison. Behind what? Disagreeing? Debating and arguing? You think for 1 second I would leave my life and my family, the people that I love more than anything in this world, behind for anybody outside of protecting them from that person? No. Nothing anybody can say, nothing they can say that's gonna, other than I'm gonna hurt your family or hurt you. There's nothing anybody can say that is worth me going back to prison, and I'm willing to go back to prison for. Nothing. They're just words. I've had people make threats. They were empty. I've had people make threats, and then they attempt to try to do something to me, and that shit get turned around real fast. I'm not saying I'm the biggest, toughest, dude there is out here, but I can hold my own. Ask anybody that knows me. Same for the camera. Same for YouTube. I'm not a tough guy. But at 42 years old, I can say I can hold my own. I will get down and dirty if it calls for it. But that's not what I want. I want nothing to do with that. I want to motivate people, push people in a different direction. I want to see people win, huh? I love when I see somebody on YouTube take it to the next level, or get positive feedback, or take off in this game. I love it. Because once again, why would I dislike it or hate it? What they doing ain't got nothing to do with me. What they eat don't make me, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't I love to see the next man succeed? Everybody doesn't think like that. A lot of these YouTubers sit back and they look at others and they talk crap about it behind the scenes, or their hearts pump envy and jealousy and hatred, and then it starts to show. I can't be that guy. I can't do the drama. I have enough stress in the real world that this can't be something that causes me stress, man. You ever just want to run away from your problems? Just take off? Just do what they said back in the day. Hey, I'm going to go to the store, get some cigarettes, some milk real quick, and never come back. I think everybody's got that flight instinct to where the pressure gets to be too much sometimes, and you just want to get in your car and just go. You just want to leave. You just want to turn life off, disconnect from everything that's taking place around you. But we don't have that option. That's not reality. When people need you, you continue to do it. In the real world, we don't get to run from our problems. We don't. They're there. Guys in prison, they find a way around dealing with their problems, whether it be with violence, dropping a note on somebody to get them out of their presence and get them two guys separated. Oh, he had a knife. Let me slide a note here so they'll get that guy gone. Even though it's a lie, dudes will do anything to get you gone. I know guys that have had their girlfriends and their wives call up to the prison and say, hey, he's planning to escape. Now they come get you out your cell, what the hell? And take you to the hole. And somebody that didn't like you just eliminated one of their problems. I have a lot of problems in life. From the business, dealing with things that get messed up, materials, expensive items that get broken, payroll being wrong, this being wrong, trucks being messed up, day-to-day life. I have a lot of problems that I have to deal with. But at the same time, now they say you have to count your blessings. They're blessings as well. Because what I see as problems today were once things I could only dream of having to deal with one day. These are things that I knew would come along with everything that I wanted to do. It can't just all be good. There's got to be bad. It all can't be good. I once prayed for everything that I have now, the responsibility that I have now. It's the gift and the curse. You ever seen a movie where somebody prays for something? Give me all the money in the world. And the next thing you know, their body fills up with change until they explode. Your prayers will be answered at times, but there's always like a double-edged sword. You get what you ask for, but then there's everything that comes with it. The problems. Who doesn't have problems? I've got tons of problems, but I manage them. Do you know how I manage them? I manage them by looking at what the issue is, thinking on it, using my brain, and resolving it. And then I do that with each and every issue. And the problems I can't solve, if I've got anything to do with them or there's a way to get them away from me, then I eliminate the problem by no longer dealing with it. Sometimes our problems are self-inflicted. We put people around us that are problematic, that bring drama to our lives. Or we do things that cause problems in our lives. How do you fix that? By getting that person from around you, or not doing what you were doing. This video was more or less me trying to help others that may have similar struggles, that have similar questions, whether it be YouTube, everyday life, all of it tied together. I'm not perfect, and I'm not no saint. I'm far from a saint, but what I am is I'm honest. I love all you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. To me, this felt more like a kicking session. I didn't have to stand here and sit here and tell 100 different stories. This is me vibing with y'all. But anyways, man, these streets, penitentiaries, these jails are real lives. They're all just crazy worlds outside of this already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing, man. I'm just trying to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life. And to all my real ones, and there are some real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Man, y'all know how we do. Salute.